It's so difficult to see a fellow voiceover artist book a good deal when you're going through a dry spell. It makes you question yourself and your ability, and it makes you think like you're not good enough just because that person was able to book a gig and you couldn't and you haven't been able to. But let me just make it clear that that person probably went to a lot of auditions and probably went through a lot of rejections before they booked the gig. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Speak Easy. If you are joining this channel for the very first time, welcome. I am your friendly neighborhood freelance voiceover talent, Anna, and I'm here to share my tips and tricks for those of you who want your voiceover business off the ground and running well. So, I have another question as part of the series top questions that new or aspiring voiceovers ask. The question is, how do I stay motivated when I'm not getting booked? Okay, let's be real. This is real talk right here. One of the hardest season for I suppose any business owner, but since we are talking about voiceovers, one of the hardest seasons for a voiceover would be dry season, not getting booked at all, especially in the beginning, especially when you're just starting out. And that's pretty hard. And I'm not going to glaze that over. That is something that you're going to have to go through, especially if you're just starting out with voiceover. You're auditioning, you're waiting, you're refreshing your inbox. And sometimes you're thinking, did I make a mistake? What is it that I'm doing? What is going on? Why am I not getting booked? And here's what I want you to know though, you are not alone. Everyone goes through this. I have gone through this so many times. And that's probably why I have not really left my day job yet, because there are dry spells for me as well. So there you go. That's the hard truth about it. But there are a few things that help me, and it might help you too. Let me just share them with you very candidly. Number one is to keep learning even when you're not earning. As cheesy as that may sound, you might want to use this dry season of yours to improve yourself because, there's always room for improvement. So, what I do is I always try to look for webinars or look for voiceover artists or talents that I admire, and I watch their videos on YouTube and I try to up my game. We all have to up our game. There are some things that we can learn that will improve our skills. These things, it inspires you and it reminds you that you can keep moving forward even when things are not going there yet. You have to keep moving forward because if you give up too early in the game, then you'll never know what can happen to your business. Number two, for me, also very helpful, is finding your community. You have to be able to find friends in the industry or group online that you can talk to and who can help you through the dry season. And it will also help you know that these happen to almost everyone and you are not alone in going through this. Look for friends or a community online who are also voiceover artists and, just open up to them and tell them and ask for their advice, especially if they've been in the industry long enough, then they would have an advice or two for you. So go ahead and look for your community. Number three is don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. And I got to tell you, it's so difficult. And I'm speaking for myself. It's so difficult to see a fellow voiceover artist or talent book a good deal, a good project when you're going through a dry spell. It's hard. And as much as you want to be happy for them, it makes you question yourself and your ability. And it makes you think like you're not good enough just because that person was able to book a gig and you couldn't and you haven't been able to. But let me just make it clear that that person probably went to a lot of auditions and probably went through a lot of rejections before they booked the gig. So I don't think it's a good idea to ever compare yourself to another person or another talent, another artist, because we are just going through our own journeys. That will just make you feel so much worse. So stay in your lane, stay in your game, and let other people be. In fact, if you can go out of your way and congratulate them, I think really that will make you feel better. So, again, don't compare yourself, okay? Please, everyone struggles, everyone starts small. And what we can do is we can just encourage ourselves through it. All right, before we get to the last tip, if you're finding value in this video, I'd like to ask you if you can give me a thumbs up and also share it with your friends who are also wanting to be a voiceover talent like you and me. All right, number 4. I know this is cheesy, but this is something that will help you be grounded in what you are wanting to do is reconnecting with why. Why did you become a voiceover talent in the first place? Now, in one of my videos, I talked about having a resolve not to quit when the going gets tough. Because whether it's a rejection or a dry spell, if you have worked out your why in the very beginning, then that's something that will hold you and ground you and anchor you from quitting. Okay, because this is something that you really wanted to do. And just because you're going through a rough patch doesn't mean that you have to throw in the towel. So always try to remember why you got yourself in the voiceover industry in the first place. And maybe that will inspire you to keep hanging in there and keep moving forward. So try to go back to your why. Let me just tell you also that if you're going through a dry season right now, don't give up. It's not actually a sign that you're failing, it's just a normal part of the process. There are seasons that clients are not really working on anything new just because they probably spent their budget already for the year, or maybe the ones that they have on the line right now is not really requiring a voice that you have, because we all have our specialty, even when it comes to voiceover. So I think that you have to just be very objective when it comes to these dry spells, and you have to really inspire yourself also and talk yourself out of quitting. Okay. And remember that one yes in the sea of no's will make it all worth it. So keep on going on. Oh, I almost made myself cry. I'm sorry. So there you go. I hope that I was able to kind of inspire you to go through this rough patch. Again, everybody goes through it. Use this time to actually educate yourself and learn a new skill, or try to critique yourself. Just be honest with yourself and make use of this time that you might not have again if you start getting busy. So maybe it's time to actually do some paperwork for your business, or improve your vocal booth, or try to check in with older clients that you have forgotten. Market yourself during these dry spells. But I'm telling you, if you know why you got into the business of voiceover, then you will be ready to keep on going and keep on pushing until you get to that next booking and that next project. So until the next video, my name is Anna. Thank you so much for keeping me company. And again, if you have any questions, please do comment it down on the comment section down below. And if you're also a voiceover talent and you want to answer some questions down below, as long as you're positive and constructive, I welcome you into the community. We can help each other out. So whatever it is that you're wanting to know, just keep it coming and I'll try to answer it in the next episode of Speak Easy. But in the meantime, I'm going to say my goodbye here. Have a nice day. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.